tell your tale of the deep dark sea, the salt that flows through a pirate's vein, the salt that breathes, moves, and sustains. This is not an ode about fruity drinks at some Caribbean resort with a smirk on your face. This is salt. This is blood and mud. This is grit and spit. Pirates that don't give up. This is salt. Salt of the earth. Salty dogs. Precious salt.
Alright, we got a fun one today. We're going to run through the Salt Gauntlet and eat a bunch of really salty foods. Besides having fun, which is our #1 goal on this channel, another thing that we love doing is kind of being myth crushers, where kind of like with spicy foods, hot sauces, peppers, are they healthy for you, not healthy for you? Very healthy for you, actually. And salt. Salt's one of those things where a lot of people don't eat salt, a lot of people don't shake salt on things. I know I was like that for 20, 30 years. So is salt bad for you and worth avoiding, or is it something that helps your body maintain a lot of body functions and pH levels? Definitely worth reading on, because there's two camps that argue on it a lot. All right, plate #1. These are the anchovies. Now, one of the most common questions that come up, very salty with the bones in, and I think these are in olive oil too. Yeah, ocean caught in olive oil. Bella Familia anchovy fillets packed in Morocco. One of the most common questions that come up on here in the comments section is, how did Nick get started with spicy foods? Well, one thing that we did very early on is order pizzas when he was 5 years old that were covered in jalapenos, and
they're also covered in anchovies.
Yeah, and anchovies. And then the pizza parlor would get such a kick out of him, where the owner would come by, and he just couldn't fathom that a kid who was 5 years old would want not only jalapenos, but would want a bunch of anchovies too. So are these adequately salty? Mm-hmm. Very salty. These are the ocean for us. The bones are there, the bones actually.
It's already in your throat.
Yeah, there's some bones actually very high calcium, so actually ones to eat. So, next up, we got some glorious spam. Yep, that's what spam looks like when you take it out of the can. Developed in 1937 in Austin, Minnesota, and spam stands for spiced ham. So let's slice this up. It is quite popular in Hawaii. I think we had read that in Guam it's served at McDonald's. So I meant to ask you, what did you like the flavor on the, with your mouth full, sorry, flavor of the anchovies after you're done chewing? Mm-hmm. Thoughts on that? You like that? Mm-hmm. All right, any thoughts on flavor for the spam? Spam to spam.
It actually tastes like normal ham to me.
It's kind of like normal ham, a little gelatinous. We didn't cook this up. I've had spam cooked. Cooked is pretty good. It is quite salty, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Doesn't taste as salty as it says on the package. It's quite heavy in salt. So is this something you'd buy again, or is it grossing you out a little, or?
Something I buy again.
Okay. Not that gross?
No.
You like it a lot?
Mm-hmm.
On the back of the container, they've got it with eggs. That's how a lot of people eat it with eggs. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Our next salty item: wild sardines in extra virgin olive oil. Ounce for ounce, sardines provide more calcium and phosphorus than milk. I'm reading this off the back of the container. More iron than spinach, more potassium than coconut water and bananas, and as much protein as a steak. How about that? And you can see the fish skin and scales still on it. So sardines we've had quite often. This is a very healthy option. Another tidbit about sardines: they're a low mercury fish because they're smaller. So a lot of times sardines and mackerel or other fish, krill, are used for fish oil capsules because of their low mercury content. So the salt making you thirsty?
Mm-hmm.
We thought it would be appropriate to get to the end or near the end and wash it all down with Clamato, which is even saltier. Now we're going to wolf down some extra salty capers. Capers are edible flower buds and are super salty, so let's take a big spoonful of those.
There.
Now, have you had capers before?
No.
Okay. Bon appetit. It was a lot of capers for you to have that the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Those are extremely salty.
Mm-hmm.
Imported from Spain. Cross and Blackwell since 1706. And yeah, it's basically just capers, wine, vinegar, and salt. Is your throat a desert?
They're decent.
Okay. That was a lot of them to have. They're good. I mean, I like them. But that was a lot for me to have, and I've had them a bunch of times.
They're not that bad on the saltiness levels.
Wow. Okay. Salt man. Pepper master and salt master. How about deep fat fried pork fat? Grandpa John's hot pork cracklins. Oh yeah, Grandpa John. Now, a lot of you might be familiar with pork rinds. Pork rinds, of course, being pork, deep fat pork skin, fried pork skin. This is cracklins, hot cracklins. This is basically deep fat fried pork fat. So like pure underbelly of pig. And it's pretty crunchy, so take your time. Well, these are extra crunchy. They're normally not that crunchy. Maybe they're out of date. Hope not. No.
Those are crunchy.
Well, they're normally not like that. They're normally a little bit softer. These are like rocks. Wow. Spicy?
A little bit.
Holy crud. What if we got a bad batch? let me grab the other bag. All right, Grandpa John, let's try a different bag. If they're all like that, we give Grandpa John's a thumbs down. Hot Cracklins number 2.
Better.
A little better. Still
What?
harder than the ones I'm used to. Can you hear that? Wow. I'm chomping on gravel.
Mine felt didn't it feel like a heavy metal like band, but the crunchiness version of it, it felt so loud. It's like that's all I could hear.
Oh. Grandpa John's gets a thumbs down. These are really almost inedible. Now let us indulge in some sophisticated saltiness. How about some Roland whole grain lumpfish black caviar? Caviar is salt cured fish eggs. The fish eggs that are also called roe. The roe that's called caviar is only from wild sturgeon in the Caspian and Black Seas. Here's this container. Try and not have fish eggs go everywhere. Nick and I, when we go to sushi restaurants, one of our favorite, it's almost inky, like squid inky. When we go to sushi restaurants, one of our favorite things to order is flying fish roe. And there's a wasabi version where they soak the, lots and lots of little fish eggs, where they soak the fish eggs in wasabi, and that's fantastic too. And then they put it in a little sushi roll. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Caviar. Caviar.
Here. Very high in salt levels, but it tastes kind of in the middle.
You like it?
Yeah, kind of in the middle, maybe a bit more up.
Very salty. Very fishy taste. I don't like it as much as the flying fish roll that we have at sushi restaurants, especially the wasabi ones. Those are really good. Definitely a salt contender. Yeah, and it's an explosion of flavor, all those fish eggs in your mouth at the same time. It's pretty wild stuff. On to the legendary Vegemite. Now the one that seems most daunting in this lineup, at least to me, Vegemite. Vegemite yeast extract. What can you tell us about Vegemite?
It was made in 1922 in Melbourne, Australia.
And it is very popular in Australia, especially for kids to put it on sandwiches. And I know that no one, from what I've heard, no one eats it like this in Australia. Only people being silly on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Vegemite. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Not a fan of that one, eh?
No. That's why I only took a little bit. I didn't eat the whole spoon.
It's, yeah.
Usually I do that if it's like something weird just to taste it, but yeah, I can't eat the whole spoon.
Yeah, that was pretty harsh. Very salty.
Well, not because of the salt, just because of how awkward the taste is.
Does have B vitamins in it though. But yeah, someone mentioned it's like beef bouillon. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to probably have it on a sandwich in context with how someone normally eats it. But it definitely fits the salt gauntlet. So, not gonna slam the rest?
No.
All right, on to the next item. Let's wash it down with some clammy tomato juice.
Clamato.
You haven't had this before either, have you?
No. Have you?
Yeah, I love it. Salty to the hilt, but it's wonderful. It's tomato juice with clam juice. Cheers, my friend.
So it's gonna taste a little bit like V8, I'm guessing.
Little different.
Oh, it tastes good.
You like that?
Yeah.
I've always liked Clamato. Used to drink it in college.
It would actually be feasible for me to drink the whole glass, but I'm not gonna do it because
It is very salty. Yeah, it's kind of like V8. Well, it's hard to describe, but it is like V8. You know, clam, but it's not a gross clam flavor. Almost tastes like a soup bouillon or something in it. Of course, also has high fructose corn syrup and monosodium glutamate. Why every product has to have those these days? A call to the manufacturers to remove MSG. Can we please? Good flavor all overall. Do you feel like you're tanking out with your salt levels?
What do you mean?
Like overloading on salt, or fine, huh?
I'm so fine.
Getting thirsty from the salt?
Yeah, I think I'm done with the Clamato. It's kind of making me a bit too thirsty because of the salt in there, but anyway, yeah.
Would you buy it again?
Maybe.
It says on the side, 32% juice. That's kind of interesting too. Like, so what's the 68%? Is that 32? Well, maybe 32% tomato juice and then the rest water. I love the fruit juices when it says like 2% fruit juice. You know you're getting your money's worth when it says that. All right. Clamato. Well, that was the Salt Gauntlet. This has been a lot of fun. A lot of interesting salty items. Thanks so much again for the support. And hey, bonus food. How could we have a salty video with pirates in it without eating some pirate booty? Have you seen that? Pirate booty. So we're gonna sit back and watch Pirates of the Caribbean, eat some pirate booty.
This stuff is always so good.
White cheddar flavor, aged white cheddar flavor. Awesome. Thanks a lot. And see you guys
Later.